What do you put your trust in, or what do you believe in? Would you trust a couple of cables, just hypothetically speaking, that would lift you very high into the air to keep you from falling 1,200 feet in the Arkansas River? Check out this crazy ride in Colorado in the United States. It's called the Royal Rush Sky Coaster. Wow, that person displayed great faith in cables that would keep him from falling thousands of feet into a river. But every one of you put faith in things every single day. In fact, you sit on chairs and you hope that they will hold you. You have faith that you are going to be held up by that chair. You trust that the chair will not break. Although thousands of people each year get injured in chair accidents. They get crushed fingers, torn skin, broken bones, neck and back injuries, even concussions. Chairs do break, like we see in this next video.
Nobody likes me, everybody hates me, sitting in the garden eating worms. Long, thin, slimy ones, the short, fat, fuzzy ones, ooey gooey, wiggly, wobbly worms. Long, thin, slimy ones slip down easily, short, fat, fuzzy ones don't. Short, fat, fuzzy ones.
A cable, it can break. And people get hurt at theme parks all the time. Chairs break all the time. We just saw people break chairs and get hurt. But God is completely faithful and trustworthy because, number one, He's a God who is in control, or He's sovereign. Number two, God is all wise. He's very smart. And number three, God has a perfect love. First, God is a sovereign God, or He is in control of all things. Now, God was there in the beginning, in the creation of the world. We hear in Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth. And God still exists, of course, and is still working and ruling over His creation. Psalm 115 verse 3 says, "Our God is in the heavens. He does whatever pleases Him." Psalm 135 verse 6 says, "Whatever the Lord pleases He does in heaven and in earth." We can find rest in God because He is in control of all things. We can find joy in God because He rules over all the earth. And of course, we can trust God because He's the sovereign God who not only made this earth and sustains this earth, but is in control of over all the earth. Number two, God is infinite in wisdom, or God is smarter and much wiser than each one of us. Now, I remember I had a situation happen to me, and I was so disappointed. I was beaten down, I was discouraged, because things didn't go my way in a situation. I didn't like what the Lord had done. I didn't like the outcome that the Lord brought about. But several months later, I realized that if I had gotten what I had wanted in that situation and my opinion or my idea had come about, it would have made my life horrible. The Lord knew what was best for me because He's the all-wise God. Hear what Paul says about God's wisdom In Romans chapter 11, verse 33, "Oh, the depths of the riches and wisdom and knowledge of God! How unsearchable are his judgments, and how inscrutable are his ways! How unfathomable are God's ways!" And the third reason why we can trust God is because God's love is perfect. When we look at society and how they view love, it's a very distorted view of love. People say they're in love with each other, and then a few years later they fall out of love with each other and want nothing to do with each other. But God's love is perfect, and we can know confidently his great love for us, and we can know confidently that he actually loves us. First, God shows his love to us by the giving of his only Son. God gives to us Jesus. John 3:16, the famous verse, "God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son." God gives us his Son so his Son can pay the punishment for sin in our place. But Jesus Christ shows his great love. And how does Jesus show us that love? By him laying down his life, humbling himself, and going to the cross and bearing the punishment for the sin that we deserve to bear. Jesus says in John 15:13, "Greater love has no one than this, than someone who lays down his life for his friend." A cable, although it is mostly safe, is not entirely safe. A chair, although it is mostly safe, is not entirely safe. But God is always faithful. He is always ruling and in control of over all things over the earth. God is always all-wise. And God always is perfect in love. And we know all this is true because of the gift of Jesus Christ. Maybe you're unsure of God's faithfulness, unsure of his love. Look to Jesus Christ. Look to his grace that is offered for you and to you. Jesus is entirely faithful to each one of us because of his death for us. Thank you for watching, and God bless.